If you elect him, democracy's over.
Right.
He becomes a dictator. He refuses to leave after 4 years. And last night he had fun with it. He just said, oh, yeah, just on day one, I'm going to be a dictator. Yeah. I'm going to enforce the border and start drilling. But then I'm watching the other channels this morning because we were in tape programming, and they're going, oh, my goodness, it's more proof he's going to be a dictator.
Here's some of the highlights, and listen to what he says at the very end of these highlights that we've put together for you, because he broke some news last night.
We're going to close the border. Day one, the border gets closed. And day 1.5, we drill. You know, we drill, baby, drill. Drill, drill, drill. And probably on day 2, we'll get rid of this ridiculous electric car mandate. John Kerry wants us to stop doing anything. We can't. We have a country. We have to fire up our factories. Wind is not going to fire up our factories. We can't allow China to build a factory a week, and we do nothing. They build a coal plant, and they're obvious about it. And then Biden goes to see them about global warming. The only global warming we should be thinking about and worrying about, because it could happen tomorrow, is nuclear global warming.
Do you think in 11 months he will be their candidate?
I personally don't think he makes it. Okay, I haven't said that. I'm saving it for this big town hall. I personally don't think he makes it. I think he's in bad shape physically.
So he's mentioning all these things that are within the power of the presidency to do. But you want to talk about dictatorship behavior. Talk about going after the former president, trying to throw him in jail. Talk about trying to take his business away in New York City, which he built an empire within. Talk about going after his family after his son pretends to be a Picasso and is selling art all over town, probably getting political favors. Had no business experience. Exactly, Brian, that was good. And apparently he knows the old business. He knows how to consult in Ukraine while at the same time he was a drug addict. So, I mean, I know people are going to take that and make a big deal. He was clearly joking about it. He outlines what he's going to do. But they've gone after him. There's no talk about that.
Well, and at the end, he made the comment about the fellow you see right there. Joe Biden, I think his only public appearances yesterday, he did 3 fundraisers up in the Boston area. I think he raised $15 million. At one point, he said this about the former president. If Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running. But we cannot let him win. And Brian, to your point earlier, that is one of the, that's one of their talking points. We are running to keep Donald Trump from regaining power because you connect the dots. He's going to be a dictator first day, then he'll like it. He'll go the second day, and on and on.
The campaign heard that, and they said, yikes.
Right.
And then they tried to
quickly
shrug it off as, nothing to see here.
Right.
They said President Biden will beat Trump before he's beat him before, and he will do it again. And then Biden was asked about it later in the afternoon, and he walked it back on whether or not he would still run if President Trump were not. And he said, I expect so, but look, he is running and I have to run.
Right. But the key is, I don't know, do we know the answer to this question? Is he the only Democrat or the best Democrat to beat Donald Trump? I mean, I know the President Trump in the last poll I saw beats Gavin Newsom, but who says it's going to be Gavin Newsom? I mean, would it be Whitmer, who's got problems, but the abortion issue allowed that to be smoothed over? Would it be Pritzker?
Would it be Kamala?
Would it be Kamala? I mean, that's what he brought up last night. It could be Kamala. So I don't know, if you're President Trump, do you want it to be Biden or do you not want it to be Biden?
But also, Brian, what does that mean that if he weren't running, you wouldn't? Does that mean that he knows that his time is up? Does that mean that he agrees with the people that he's too old? Does that mean that he agrees with the American people and people in his party to say 70% of them that they want a different candidate? But he's the only one that has beaten Donald Trump, so he's being forced to. He's the only one that can seal the deal. I mean,
it's like the DNC's gambling with this. They're saying you have to run because you beat him last time and you're the president. We don't have anyone else with that guarantee. But yet, look at his cognitive decline. Should he be our candidate? I don't know. But who else do we have? And do we want to gamble on someone else?
Was it Ainsley a concession? Was him the president saying, I know all these things to be true, but I've beaten them, so I have to do it again?
Right.
Well, because the thinking is, I beat him once, I can beat him again.